with our host Tom Quigley of ClaimLinks. Tom, how are you? And we continue to tackle some important topics, but today is the tax code into savings. I mentioned a little bit about how ClaimLinks is able to save people on their health insurance, but also taxes. And did you see that when you started this? How much employees were paying on taxes that could be decreased with the right healthcare plans?
Yeah, I mean, the tax laws go hand in hand with health insurance now. You have the health savings accounts, you have flexible spending accounts, you have HRAs, health reimbursement arrangements, medical expense reimbursement plans, all from a section of the Internal Revenue Code, you know.
No
So,
doubt. So there, it's all there, and that's what we're going to break down. So today, in the unique angle, we're going to showcase ClaimLinks, a collaboration with top tax experts like Edward Lyon, and we're going to learn about the health insurance as a proactive tax strategy rather than merely an HR expense. And that's the huge thing. And by what we're going to do by highlighting overlooked tax opportunities. My goodness. When you introduced me, first of all, Alan Porter introduced me to Ed Lyon. Then after that, I got to talk to Ed more, and now he's a client because thanks to, again, Tom Quigley at ClaimLinks. He's a connector for sure. Tom, tell me specifically enough how this relationship with you and Ed is able to help people that you really don't usually talk to healthcare consultants who have this knowledge in the tax world.
well, Ed is like me, he understands the rules and you follow the rules to the T. And it's all about winning for your clients. And if you win for your clients, you are rewarded. And a lot of people, accountants, I don't, they're order takers. Health insurance agents have been order takers. Ed and I have a different approach on is on the tax side, mine on the health side, is take the laws, understand the laws, show people how to take advantage of tax avoidance. And you do that, and you can help people out tremendously.
So, how can business owners strategically leverage the tax code to significantly reduce health insurance costs?
Well, there's certain rules to be able to do to take advantage of the tax laws that you have to abide by. The way you buy your health insurance and the way you set up, you have to have certain documents for products, the way you have to set it up. So what we do is we do all that for them behind the scenes. It's really a matter of them saying, hey, we want to improve benefits, pay less in taxes, and improve our benefits for our employees. And help them also save, because if they pay less premium, they have more money.
True. Let's talk about what specific tax strategies or loopholes does ClaimLinks uniquely utilize to achieve savings over uh, um, other brokers might miss.
It's not really loopholes are a bad terminology. I like to call them where we're showing people how to avoid taxes under the law, how to design benefits that, the Affordable Care Act's a tax law, the HIPAA laws are, the ERISA laws are, the Section 105 is. It's knowing those rules and putting them to the advantage of your customers, which in turn helps them and their companies, employees. They're able to provide better benefits because they're paying less.
So
The
true.
typical brokers are just peddling what the health insurance carriers tell them to do.
Can you break down how medical expense reimbursement plans create meaningful cost reductions without cutting employee benefits?
Yeah, what a medical expense reimbursement plan is, it rides under section 105 of the Internal Revenue Code. And the IRS puts it's section 213D as in dog expenses, and they put out a publication 502. And what it allows you to do as an employer is not buy insurance on certain items that you can legally self-fund and give those benefits to the employees tax-free and write it off as a business expense, which in turn allows you to go to your group health plans and look at it and go, why are we buying it this way? It makes no sense when we can pay this much less and use those proceeds that we save to fund some claims that some of our employees may have. And even if they do, we still save.
And those are things that it's all about the math at the end of the day, and to really teach your employees certain things too, right? In the process.
It is about the math. And some of the, it's teaching them, this is how this works. You abide by, the laws of the states and federal, and abide by the rules of the game, but we're winning our games every time because it gets boring to win so much.
You got to win.
You
What's
don't
the
lose,
no,
it's not, you can't lose with math. But people out there, they think there's got to be something wrong because no one else is speaking our language, and it's like, just because they're not creative or your accountant's not creative doesn't mean that you have to do it this way.
what's the most common misconception business owners have about using tax law to enhance their employee benefits strategy?
They don't understand that the law's been around since 1954. So they're being told by outside sources, agents, accountants who have never done their homework on anything, that it could be scary, or the tax law could go away, or there's all kinds. And it's like, well, if you're able, even if you only save for 1 year, are you saying you'd rather give that to the insurance company, the 50 or 100,000 that you could keep? So that logic makes no sense to me. I'm sorry. So what if they close up? If they change the laws, you adapt to the changes and you roll with the punches. And there's always tax breaks on every law. And there's rules that, are to the advantage of the employers, and that's what we look for.
What steps can small businesses with tighter budgets immediately take to access their often overlooked tax benefits?
Uh, First option is to get a picture of, how much am I giving away? If I do this, what's the reward? You gotta weigh your rewards, if it makes sense or not. What are the consequences? What are the rewards?
Exactly. And with the healthcare thing, you're just blown away what the savings can be, and the health insurance. Then we even talk about life insurance, or also you
Well, I
also,
look at it a different way. I look at it that I'm blown away that people could be suckered into paying that much. How are they able to convince you to pay 2,000-3,000 a month for a family?
makes no
How do they
sense.
do that? How do they convince you to take on $250,000 per person risk when you could? There's no pre-existing, so why are you paying $250,000 on some bad risk when you can make it 8,000 or 9,000? What are you doing?
Exactly. All right. Tom, best place to go is claimlinks.com, and schedule a call with Tom today. And that was the cutting